Casa to the pack. It is Pack here. In today's video, 2K made a post about Tyler Herro being the 6th man of the year and his rating, and I'm going to cover it and people's opinions in today's video. If you like this kind of content when it comes to ratings discussion, roster stuff, please join the pack and subscribe. I talk about this stuff basically every day, and it'd be clutch if you joined up. Now let's get this video started. So here is the post by 2K themselves. It is Tyler Herro, 85 overall, who got a +6, and it says 6th man of the year for Tyler Herro. He went from a 79, which is below the 80 overall club, which is insanity for him, to an 85 overall, which is all-star level ratings, right? So that's a pretty big change, okay? And being a 6th man as an 85 overall, when most starters aren't even in the 80 overall club, is a really, really big deal, okay? Even 2K says right here, +6 for this season, 6th man of the year, 2K ratings and stuff like that. Now, obviously, a lot of people had their opinions. Let me give you my initial thought. 6th man of the year for Tyler Herro is very, very good. I mean, it's deserving, right? He's a spark off the bench. I'm not comparing him to Manu Ginobili, but he get like in terms of scoring, like coming off the bench and being an immediate impact, being one of the best scorers on the team, it gives me Manu Ginobili vibes. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now he's not the same player as Manu; they played very different games. But what the point of him is, like he could be an obvious starter right now, but because he's coming off the bench as one of the best scorers on the team, it's to light it up at all times of the court. Like you have your starters playing well, and when they go onto the bench, you still have a scorer like Tyler Herro going crazy while they're on the bench. So it's a constant offense, right? That's the point of doing something like what Tyler Herro does, okay? It's a smart idea. Erik Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the NBA. Totally makes sense to me, right? I'm sure for most of y'all it makes sense too. So this is a W. I think the rating is fair. I don't think he should have been higher than this. I think this is pretty solid. I will say though, he is the leading scorer, or at least he was the leading scorer for most of the season for the Miami Heat, and they were the #1 team in the East, and he was the 3rd best player on the team. Now I have never, ever in my life heard of that before besides the Miami Heat. I'll repeat, the leading scorer on the team is not even the 2nd best player. Now there's an obvious reason for that. Bam is an 87 overall because he's an elite defender who can also score. And Jimmy Butler is maybe the best two-way player in basketball right now, and lately has been averaging like 30 points in the past month. So, to be completely fair, it's kind of hard to put him above those two players. But just how Bam Adebayo is dominant defensively and is an 87 overall, I do personally feel like if you're going to have Bam as an 87, you should have Tyler Herro as an 87 because they're both equally dominant at their respective side of the court, which is defense and offense. I'm not saying that Bam... It's weird. I'm not saying that Tyler Herro is as good as Bam, but I think Tyler Herro is better at what he does. While Bam has a more all-around game, Tyler Herro is dominant offensively. So that's why I think you should have the same rating. You can't be the leading scorer on the best team in the NBA from the East and not be at least the 2nd best player tied. So that's what I feel. Maybe that's a controversial opinion. I do feel like this is kind of controversial, but it's just what I feel. That's just how it is, okay? But let's see what the people are thinking. This guy called Matt Carr 420 says, how the hell was he a 79 in the first place? Okay, I had thought about this the same last year. I felt like last year Tyler Herro did worse than what he did the year before that. So 2020 was the Mickey Mouse year, blah, blah, blah. You know, people say that all the time. Tyler Herro had a great bubble, like an amazing bubble. Everyone was like, oh my God, this dude is on the map, right? But then the next year, I felt like he did way worse the next year. Like in 2021, I didn't feel like he did good at all. But turns out statistically, he had a way better season. I mean, it was a little less efficient from 3, but besides that, he had a way better season in almost every category statistically. He also played more minutes, but he had a better season. Okay, for sure. It was better. It wasn't like a crazy better season, but it was a slightly better season. The reason why we felt like he did worse last year is because last year, if you remember, is because during the bubble, he was averaging like 25 points per game in the bubble. So because he was going crazy in the bubble, we were expecting that for an entire season, the next season, and that's what he didn't do. But as a young player, growth comes slowly. And I think it didn't help his case that Tyler Herro was saying that with the likes of Luka Doncic, he feels like he needs to be considered as good as him, which was crazy. Like a guy like Luka Doncic and Trae Young, he feels like he needs to be considered as good as them is a crazy thing to say when they're both crazy dominant in their fields. And I think this year, he's stepped up his claim. Now, I'm not saying he's as good as those players because he's not, but he's definitely improved his game enough to talk about it because this year, he's been averaging 21 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, but 40% from 3 as a shot creator is really damn good. Like, Yes, there's a lot of people that can shoot 40% from 3 standing still. This man does it creating his own shot contested. That's why it's super impressive. 21 points per game, the #1 team in the East. He's been one of the leading scorers. It's damn impressive, okay? So even though Prince says he can't believe he was a 79, I get why they gave it to him, but I also get why he got a massive upgrade. Now, Jeremiah thinks that he should be even higher. He thinks he deserves to be a 91 overall, even though I think that's a ridiculously high upgrade. The only people you can give 91 overalls are superstars and above. Tyler Herro is not a superstar. I know he's almost a leading scorer for the #1 team in the East, but he's not a superstar. Now, obviously the answer is because he's not a great defender. But you'd be like, Pack, Trae Young's not a great defender, and yet he's a superstar who had a 90 overall. However, Trae Young averages 30 damn points per game, while Tyler Herro averages 20. So it's uncomparable. If Tyler Herro was averaging 30 points per game, we'd have a different conversation completely, but he's not. So we cannot be doing that. If you're going to be only good at one side of the court, you have to be absolutely crazy dominant, like Trae Young is, for example, or DeMar, for example. Because Tyler Herro is not that good, I think an 85 overall, to me, maximum an 87 overall, is perfect for him. I think that's completely fair. Very, very good. Now, the last thing is kind of a side note. Glenn Chimba says, upgrade Jordan Poole has had one of the most likes. He's right, though. He's right. I'm just saying, Jordan Poole's an 81 overall, and he's only considered the 5th best player on the Warriors, while being the 2nd leading scorer for them for most of the season and the playoffs. Bro, he should at least be tied with Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Wiggins as the 2nd best player at an 83, and that's minimum. And on top of that, if we're giving Tyler Herro an 85, how is Jordan Poole not an 85? Let me pull up Jordan Poole's stats real quick just to remind you how good this man is. Jordan Poole is averaging 19 points on pretty good efficiency, but in the last 10 games, Jordan Poole's been averaging 26 points per game on 41% from the field and 37 from 3, while averaging 7 assists a game. Yeah, Jordan Poole's really damn good at basketball right now, and I don't know how, if you're gonna have Tyler Herro be that high, I think Jordan Poole also deserves to be that high. So easy fix for me. That needs to change immediately. That's what I think about this. What do you guys think about it? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like this channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time. If you want all the latest news of NBA 2K and also NBA in general, you should follow me on my Twitter account at PackHoopsYT. Not only that, I do giveaways all the time when it comes to VC, games, and also even consoles. So check it out, follow me, and see you there.